Hello, Paradise Panther artists. My name is Mrs. Telfer, and I'm excited to tell you about our next master artist, Henri Rousseau. Henri was a French painter who was born in 1844. His favorite subject to paint was the jungle. But before we take a journey to the jungle, we need to get ready. So let's go ahead and put on our safari hats. And let's get on our hiking boots. Now, I want you to go ahead and try some of these jungle sounds with me that we will hear as we make our way through the jungle. The first sound is feet walking. Go ahead and slap your lap one at a time. This is walking. Great job, and stop. The next sound I would like you to try is feet running. You're going to do the same motion, just a little bit faster. Here we go. This is running. And stop. The next sound we're going to practice is wind in the trees. Go ahead and rub your hands together. This is wind. And stop. The next sound we're going to try is raindrops hitting the trees. You're going to snap your fingers one at a time. This is raindrops. And stop. The last sound that we're going to practice is lightning. Lightning hitting overhead is going to be a quick clap. Try it with me. Lightning. And stop. You guys did a great job. Now that we're ready for our journey, I will lead us through the jungle as you make the sounds we just practiced. When you hear any of the words that go with those sounds, that will be our cue to make the correct jungle sound. Let's get ready and start our jungle journey. Here we go, artists. As we slowly walk into the jungle, go ahead and do it with me. We wonder what adventures we will have, and stop. As we go further into the thick jungle, it's getting darker and darker, and we can't see the sun anymore. What was that sound? We start to run. Run with me. And stop. As we quickly peer around to see if we're alone. It gets darker still, and the raindrops slowly hit the trees. Do it with me. Raindrops. And stop. Now, the wind is blowing harder. Do it with me. And it makes the rain even louder. And stop. Are we caught in the middle of a big storm? How bad will it get? Will the animals in the jungle become frightened and come out in the storm? And what kind of animals might we meet? Oh, lightning just lit up the sky. Do it with me. And stop. And the rain, it's starting to come down harder and harder. And stop. I hear something. I hope it's not a wild animal. Here we see a tiger. I would be pretty afraid if I was in front of this wild beast. Here we see a violent storm with wind, lightning, and rain. But we're all done with our jungle sounds, so go ahead and keep your hands down and just listen as I describe the scene. The title of this painting is Storm in the Jungle. It even looks like it's thundering there too. The wind is whipping the rain through the tropical jungle. The tiger is running in wild panic as the lightning and thunder frighten him. The tiger looks dangerous with its snarling teeth, and it's ready to pounce as it's hiding. Let's meet the artist who painted this exciting jungle picture. I wonder if he lived in or near a jungle. I would like to introduce our master artist, Henri Rousseau. If I hadn't told you, you probably could have guessed that he was an artist by the palette and brush in his hands, as well as his hat. As you can see, Henri was very proud to be an artist. But here, he didn't place himself in the jungle. He looks to be near a city, and we see a boat in the background. Paris is where Henri lived. He saw himself as the total artist, very proud, standing tall and prominent. If you look very closely behind the flags, you will see a tower in the background that is very famous. Does anyone know the name of this famous tower in the city of Paris, France? Go ahead and raise your hand if you have an idea, and your teacher will call on you. Yes, the name of this famous tower is the Eiffel Tower. Well done. It is called the Eiffel Tower, and it is a famous landmark in the city of Paris, France. Paris was Henri's city, and he painted the city time and time again. He was not anywhere near a dark and dangerous jungle. And it might surprise you to know that Henri never traveled to a jungle at all. I wonder then, how did he know how to paint a jungle? Henri found many ideas for plants in the Botanical Gardens in Paris. He made many trips to the Botanical Gardens there to study the tropical plants growing in glass greenhouses. He said, "When I step into the garden and see the plants from far-off lands, it seems to me that I am in a dream." He excitedly collected every possible kind of leaf he could find in order to draw and paint them. Let's look back at his painting, Storm in the Jungle. In this painting, there are more than 50 values of green. Value is how light or dark a color is. Here, we can see a very dark value of green in this plant in the foreground right here. We can also see a very light value of green in these leaves in the trees. Excellent. You will be using many values of green in your art activity. In the Paris Botanical Gardens, there were not any wild animals for Henri to draw. Actually, Henri never saw a real tiger. He did have a beautiful animal book from a department store that he studied. In that book were tigers and lions. Look at the faces of these lions with their wide eyes staring straight at us. These lions look like they are afraid of something. Henri paints them differently to show us they are not attacking us because they aren't showing their teeth. But they are hiding and they do look surprised. The mood has changed from the scary and dangerous tiger to a scared lion here. Again, we see many values of green in this painting. I want you to picture Henri at work on this painting. He was known to have worked inside his studio 7 days a week, from morning till night. And I bet you can guess what color he usually started with. That's right, green. He would fill in all those areas where he wished to have green. Only then would he change colors. He would put the animals in last of all. Let's see what animal Henri shows us next. I will give you a clue. They are sometimes called the clowns of the jungle. Monkeys. Let's see if he painted any of these monkeys. It is fun to watch monkeys clowning around at the zoo. As you look at Rousseau's monkeys, imagine as he did, hearing their screeching and chattering. They are playing with oranges, and they're enjoying their game. Here we see many interesting plants and trees surrounding the monkeys. Let's look closely at the shapes of the leaves and flowers. Here we see heart-shaped leaves on the tree on the right. Here is a flower petal that looks similar to an angel. It's this white flower on the right. Now we can find long, pointed shapes on the bottom, in the grasses, in the foreground. Henri looked so carefully at each shape. He noticed the tiniest details. Let's see what Henri dreamed in this next unusual painting. I wonder if there will be an animal in his dream. This looks like something in a dream. The lion looks calm, and the mood of this painting is dreamlike, strange, or quiet. We can even see something interesting in the full moon. It looks like a man in the moon face. Let's find out if our next painting will be dreamlike or realistic. This painting looks different than the last one. It is realistic. Let's see how many monkeys you can find here. Look carefully, some might be hiding from you. Go ahead and raise your hand if you can spot a monkey, and your teacher will call on you. Great, we can find 5 monkeys. I spy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent work. This monkey hanging upside down seems to be the one having the most fun right here. Next, we will search for something with a long tongue that doesn't have any arms or legs. I will give you a hint. It is in the foreground, up front. Yes, it is a snake. There are many different kinds of snakes in the jungle. When you do your art activity, you will get to draw and color a snake in your jungle picture, just like Henri Rousseau did in this painting. I hope you enjoyed your adventure into the jungle and the dreams of Henri Rousseau. I know you will enjoy creating a jungle scene in your art activity coming up next. Now, repeat after me as we say goodbye in French. Au revoir. Go ahead, try it with me. Au revoir. I will see you next time, Paradise Panther artists. Have a great day.